Continuing our Decoding Gems series, today we're talking about the orange quartz that's caused a heap of trouble in Beach City. From her personality, past, relationships, fusions, and real-life gem, we're running through all of it. I'm Kris Carr, and today I'm talking to you about Jasper from Steven Universe. Before I dive into the ultimate quartz, I want to give a quick shout out to our super nerd sponsor of the day, Charles Sheed. If you want to help support us like them, head on over to our Patreon page. We'll give you awesome rewards in return. And speaking of awesome, you should treat yourself to some Steven Universe swag from TeePublic. They've got tees for any and all fandoms. Follow our link to check out some of our favorite merch. On to Jasper!
Looks like another waste of my time.
We first meet Jasper in the episode The Return. Jasper is an Era 1 quartz gem, meaning like all Era 1s, she can invoke a weapon, change shape, and is gifted with enhanced strength, agility, and speed compared to a human. As a quartz gem, she was created to be a soldier. According to Peridot, Jasper is the ultimate quartz, claiming she's superior to other gems of her class. Consequently, Jasper is treated as a superior specimen. Jasper is one of the most durable gems within the show, and is able to withstand explosions at point-blank range. Jasper is a homeworld loyalist searching for rose quartz under orders from Yellow Diamond. This gem is ruthless. She's authoritative, militaristic, and headstrong. She doesn't care about the concerns of others and will not hesitate to put subordinates back in their place. Jasper does, however, respect fellow warriors. When she arrives on Earth, she decides the crystal gems are weaklings who aren't worthy of her time. She did let everyone know how let down she was that rose quartz wasn't around. After all, if you respect warriors, you're probably gonna give some props to the leader of a rebellion.
I fought against your armies. I respected your tactics.
Jasper wanted to best Rose in battle, so when she later meets Steven, a small human boy, she is incredibly frustrated.
This is sick.
I mentioned that Jasper is a homeworld loyalist. She will, though, act against homeworld standards to ensure she emerges victorious. Homeworld doesn't approve of mixed fusions, yet Jasper fuses with lapis lazuli to form malachite in an effort to defeat the crystal gems. Jasper's desperation for victory and hypocrisy could stem from being created on Earth. Earth has been deemed a failed experiment. This makes Jasper feel she herself might be a failure. She tries so hard to prove herself by insulting others and acting superior.
Don't think you've won. You only beat me because you're a fusion.
This made wrong sentiment is supported by Rebecca Sugar in the Steven Universe podcast, when she explained that Jasper's beta kindergarten origins fuel her desire to prove her worth and prove that she isn't flawed. She feels she'll never escape being associated with rose quartz, even though they were fighting on different sides. She says that Jasper is, quote, a bully in the truest sense. Deep down, she's afraid there's something wrong with her, so she has to feed her ego. She has to put other gems down to stay on top. Who she is and where she's from gnaws at her all the time. She has a fantastic reputation, she's considered the greatest quartz soldier produced on Earth, and that might impress other gems, but will never be good enough for her. She will always feel held back, and she'll always feel the need to go further to get ahead.
Jaspers, don't give up. Jaspers, keep going until we get what we want.
The gems live in a society with a very rigid social order and caste system, and Jasper has completely bought into that, and her self-worth is attached to it. Because she loves honor, fighting, making her mark, and winning the battle, she'll actually go against her programming a little bit just to be the winner. So she can be self-destructive at times. She's tragically obsessed with proving her superiority. Ian Jones further supported this in the discussion by stating that Jasper feels fundamentally wrong. We see an example of this need to tear others down to elevate herself in action in Crack the Whip, when Jasper brutally attacks Amethyst, verbally and physically.
Just a joke.
Failure after failure, defeat after defeat, Jasper decides to do something incredibly taboo to ensure victory: fuse with a corrupted gem. When Jasper fuses with Snow Monster, she herself becomes corrupted. Jasper's thoughts of being a failure and the rage she feels for Rose become monstrous, literally, in this fusion. Oh, and Brett, side quest, you should go look at this monster, because the corrupted one is so cool looking! Yeah. She got the horns, she got the gnaw mouth. I know she's supposed to be scary, but I like her a lot.
Well, is she scary?
Yeah, she's a corrupted gem. They're like crazy and they have no sense of like agency or self-control. But they're really cool looking!
We can beat them if we stay together!
Prior to that fusion, though, she fuses with lapis to form malachite. In Guide to the Crystal Gems, Garnet says this about malachite. These two are really bad for each other. Malachite was formed through extortion and deception and held together out of revenge. Malachite is the worst relationship imaginable.
What we had wasn't healthy. I never want to feel like I felt with you. Never again.
Unlike other fusions based in love and trust, malachite is unstable and held together with anger. This leads to malachite not having a unique new voice, but rather a melding of Jasper and Lapis's voices, one becoming more dominant when that particular personality is in more control.
What are you doing?
I'm done being everyone's prisoner.
Likewise, their personalities are both present at first, rather than immediately merging into a new one. In a Venom-esque move, after being together for a long time, they proclaim that they are malachite, indicating that malachite's actual personality is taking shape and taking over.
We've been holding us back for too long. And for what? If we're going to be this thing together, why don't we have some fun?
Now, we talked in length in my Lapis video on toxic relationships. So let's discuss Jasper's involvement in that. Jasper fuses with Lapis, and ultimately, Lapis tricks Jasper and pulls their fusion malachite to the bottom of the ocean. This is all after Jasper had held Lapis hostage, and the fusion is definitely a coerced situation. The Jasper-Lapis fusion malachite allows the show to tackle the idea of consent and abuse. Even when Lapis gets away from Jasper, she misses her. She misses the power she felt, and worries she wasn't entirely fully forced into that relationship.
I needed to. I hated you. It was bad.
It'll be better this time. I've changed.
The dynamic between these two characters allows audiences, particularly young audiences, access to this type of relationship and to better understand why victims stay and why abusers lash out in the first place. Jasper's own feelings of inadequacy lead her to engage in this sort of behavior. This does not and never excuses abuse, but does offer insight into how to break this cycle. What I want to know, though, is how do we do that? How do we get there and forgive Jasper? With Steven Universe Future, I'm hoping we see a redemption arc for Jasper. We didn't get that in the series. We just see her in her old form, standing beside Amethyst. It's safe to say that Jasper has probably changed her ways and is living peacefully on Earth, but I want to see how we got there. Now, let's move on to real-world Jasper. Jasper is a dense substance filled with trace impurities. Thus, Jasper is rarely uniform. The most common patterns include marbling, orbital rings, streaks, and spots. The name Jasper is derived from Greek and means spotted or speckled stone. Jasper is usually red, yellow, brown, or green in color. Very rare Jasper can be blue. The more common red color is due to iron inclusions. The gem can be polished and used decoratively in jewelry and vases. Jasper can be traced through all kinds of different ancient civilizations. The gem has been worn by priests, shamans, and rulers, as it was considered a sacred and powerful stone of protection that worked in both the physical and spiritual world. Egyptians carved Jasper into amulets with symbols of the Book of the Dead to accompany the dead on their journey to the afterlife. Native Americans believed Jasper was a rainbringer and would use the stone for dowsing. Dowsing, if you don't know, is a type of divination to locate water. I mentioned in my Lapis video that Lapis is toxic in water, and so is malachite. However, this is just a super lucky coincidence, as Rebecca Sugar was unaware of this fact. So all my conspiracy theorying just whoosh right out the window. I've got to take so many thumbtacks down. Jasper has been called the Supreme Nurturer. I'll wait while y'all laugh about that one. Yep, this stone is supposed to help stabilize the wearer, providing comfort and security, strength and healing. Wearing Jasper supposedly alleviates stress and induces tranquility. It's used to cleanse one of negative energy, and rubbing the stone will soothe nerves and increase focus. The stone is also believed to banish nightmares and harmful thoughts. So, once again, we see a stone trait in opposition of our character's personality. If this stone makes you feel safe, this gem sure doesn't. Can I tell you the dumbest one? Yeah, like seriously, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum about crystals, and if you find crystals soothing, that's cool. But I read about Jasper being a diet stone because it leads to emotional support and self-discipline, and it's useful for long periods of fasting. And then it's like, hey, if you're having a hard time quitting drinking or smoking, grab some Jasper. It'll remove harmful toxins from your system. F your liver, get this stone. It's also supposed to increase fertility, is a powerful aphrodisiac, and can help regenerate sperm. How confused are you guys by my search history when you borrow my work laptop? Crystals and sperm. Kris Carr search. Of course, there is a ton more to get to know about this gem. If I left anything out, please let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to tell me how you feel about Jasper and which gem you'd like for us to cover next. Thanks again to everyone supporting us on Patreon, buying teas from TeePublic, and everyone who's just watching. For more videos, click to the left or check us out on Roku or Plex. See you, Space Cowboy!